the Rangers Journal Night.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. You are tuned into Rangers Journal, and this is the Lowdown, your show where your bite-sized bits of information on our upcoming opponent, which this weekend will be Dundee in the SPL. It's the first Lowdown we've done in a wee while. Had a break while I was away on holiday for a short bit. The lads did a couple of great episodes on some tactics and movements of Fenerbahce for those rounds. And then, of course, we had the Old Farm with a tremendous 3-2 victory over Celtic. So a very successful period for Barry and the team over the last few games, but now we're back to league action and looking at a couple of tough games. Dundee, although down the bottom of the league, are sure to provide a good bit of competition for the team to see really if they are actually making strides forwards. I think the games we played thus far play into the strengths of the squad. They tend to play better in these European style matches. And this game, I think, will give us a bit of a more insight into how the team is progressing under Barry's leadership, along with his coaching team. The games coming up will be interesting as well. We've got Hibernian coming up afterwards, and Aberdeen sandwiched in between the two European quarterfinals. So interesting games coming up, and games that we need to continue to try and show some progress and hopefully show the team continuing to develop. Anyway, let's have a look at Dundee and see what's coming towards us in this match. Dundee's form has not been great. They've, as I say, they are second bottom of the league at the moment. They've been in a poor run of form, but they did get their first win in a while in the Dundee derby last weekend, winning by 4-2, and what was really good performance there. Other than that, they have 3 losses and a draw, losing to Hearts, Motherwell, and Ross County respectively, and a 1-1 draw sandwiched in there with St Johnstone. Comparison, Rangers have really been yo-yoing around in terms of their performances, wins to loss to wins to loss to wins. There was obviously the 4-2 comeback win against Kilmarnock before going down to Motherwell. The excellent performance away to Fenerbahce, where we won 3-1 before the 2-0 loss at home. That did culminate in us ultimately winning the tie, however, and progressing. And then obviously that good 3-2 win at Celtic Park. When it comes to Dundee, in terms of head-to-head overall, our overall head-to-head is good. In the last 10 games, Rangers have won 8, drawn 2, lost 1. The last couple of games, they've been mostly wins, apart from that draw in January, which is one of those sort of damning results that kind of led to us really kind of chucking our prospects of the league away last season. As this is an away game, though, the away form against Dundee does not make for such good reading, with only a 50% win rate at Dens Park. So that's something that we really need to make some improvements on. That win rate over the previous 10 games at Dens does go back to 2016, so we are covering a bit of time. But again, still a record we want to start to improve on and make advances in. Rangers obviously still sitting second in the league after 30 games, won 19. With a goal difference of 34 and 62 points. Dundee sitting in 11th after the 30 games, only 8 wins, with a goal difference of -18, sitting on 31 points. So let's just say a game that we really should be looking to win and looking to win well. In terms of what we can expect from Dundee, they are a tactically flexible side. They have changed the team over the last sort of 5 games, playing slightly different formations. They seem to be referring back to a kind of a back 4, having played the back 3 in many games. They may still play the back 3, depending on what they decide to set up, and indeed how we set up. Looking at our previous games, they might try to match us up in that kind of 3-5-2 formation. But they have been playing 4 at the back and did well using that against Dundee United. So they may separate into their 4-3-3. But as I say, they are tactically flexible, so they could play with a back 5. They could go 3-5-2 or 3-4-2, or sort of variations within, depending on how they approach this game. They can and will play direct when needed. They've got a lot of strength in their forward line. and players that can make the best and get themselves victories coming out in duels. So we can expect to see that at some point from the game. And they'll start attacks quick out from the goalkeeper. They'll pass it out to their sort of wing backs. So neither are natural wing backs, but the players that they are playing there may put the ball out quickly to them. Or they can go into the centre and they'll play quickly to the centre to try and push attacks and move the ball around. Dundee do try to push up, which is often find themselves caught out in space and behind. That is something that our wingers could take advantage of. I've said that for quite a few teams. A lot of the teams do try and play that way and have been doing it to us as well. Unfortunately, with degrees of success. But really, if we're on our game, we should be closing that space and taking advantage of the spaces left when their defence pushes up. They are rigid in their defence, so if we move the ball around quick enough, then we should be able to play around them and move their defence about. That is again something that we failed to do in a lot of games. We're guilty of playing too slow and not using our superior technical ability with the players that we have to move the ball around quickly, as that is a prime way that we can get players out of position or making mistakes, which will allow us to obviously take advantage if those mistakes occur. So with a narrow defence, looking to reduce space, we push wide, use the advantage of players like Czerny. But they are going to be coming into this game with confidence after their strong derby win against Dundee United. So they may come in thinking that they can get a result given our poor form away from home. In terms of danger men for Dundee United, for Dundee, we've also talked about Lyle Cameron previously, who we've since purchased and is coming to the club in the summer. We're not sure if he's actually going to be playing this game. He didn't play in the previous match. I'm not sure if he'll come straight back into this game. There have been some rumours prior to the match. So we'll need to see whether he indeed starts in the game. I've also talked about some of the attackers before in our previous ones. So I've picked up a few different players to talk about for this one, just to give us a bit of variety. So one of the players I picked out is their left back, player they've got on loan, Lacache. He's a French player they've got on loan at the moment. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists from the forward position. He does like to get forward and put crosses in. He's played 19 games and he's created 20 chances in that time. The pass accuracy of 70%. So he has proven to be a creative outlet for them. From the left, as I say, he will get forward and put crosses in to the ball. And with some of their stronger players, they will be able to get on the end of some of them. So we need to watch that he doesn't get the opportunity to improve on those assist or indeed goal numbers there. Also in attack, they've got another loanee young player, Oluwaseun Adewumi. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists so far in his 22 matches. Tackles 1% of 74 and created 18 chances. Part of a sort of a reasonable front line for them who all have goals. They're just not scoring enough. But he has got a decent bit of movement on him, strong for a young player, but he is inexperienced. So I would like to think that our defender should be able to marshal him fairly well. So in terms of Rangers, what we expect to do, it'll be interesting to see what Barry chooses to go with in this game. He could stick with the back 3, which has obviously worked in the previous matches. So he might want to potentially be a bit more forward thinking, a bit more attacking, and go back to the flat 4, particularly as we're still sort of feeling our way back with some injuries and suspensions in the centre back area. I've brought Jeffrey back into the team after his personal absence. And I think this could be a chance for potentially to bring Nsiala back in, give him some minutes again, help rebuild his confidence after that game where he was taken off early. So I've gone with just a back 4 there alongside Proper with Tavernier on the right. So see, he may stick with the back 3, in which case we may see Sterling perhaps come in, who has played well recently. And then again, the front areas and the midfield, largely gone with sort of tried players. Raskin is obviously playing excellently well. Diamande too. Hadji could come in with Czerny on right. Des is up front. And then, I've put him in a couple of times in different matches saying that I hope that we get to see Cortez. He has meant to be back in training and I think is near ready to go. So if he is ready, I'd like to see him get minutes so we can start to see something from him. Obviously, he's been out for a long time, and we've not got a chance to see him. So this could be an opportunity for him to get some playing time. In terms of a game changer for this match, I've pulled out Mohamed Diomande. There's been a lot of obviously press and discussion on Nicholas Raskin of late with his excellent performance in Belgium, but I think Diomande has also played very well since Barry Ferguson has come in. He seems to have been given that little bit more freedom. He's playing more advanced. He's got 4 goals and 5 assists in the league, more if you include other competitions. I think we are starting to see some better play from Diomande. Pass accuracy 86%. He's created 30 chances. He's got 115 recoveries as well. So he does put a shift in that midfield area, and I do think he has got creative juices that are not fully in flow yet, but are starting to be released. I think we can see more goals from him if he is played in that more advanced role and encouraged to shoot, which he did do sort of in his earlier days with us. So I picked him out as a player I think can make a difference in the game tomorrow. So as a predictions, I'm going to predict a 3-0 win for Rangers. I think, as I say, we're coming into this game confident after wins in both Europe and the Old Firm. So we want to come in and really continue that momentum, and we want to build as much momentum as we can going into the European quarter-final against Athletic Club, as that's going to be a really difficult game, and so we need to try and do our best for that. The home game is going to be first for that combination, so we want to go into that game confident and trying to get a result to take to Athletic Club, as they're going to be right up for this, as they want to get to the final in their own ground, which would obviously be a real magical thing for them. So 2 really tough matches. So we want to build up the momentum. So I'm going to say 3-0. I'm going to say a Tav goal, 1 for Dessers and 1 for Diomande for that game. So that's been your lowdown for this weekend. Thank you for tuning back in to the show. The show is brought to you by Off to the Match I Go. This is our channel sponsor at present. If you go to their website, you can get 10% off all products by putting the promo code Journal10 in at the website offtothematchigo.com. You can scan the QR code that's on screen as well. They make bespoke gifts and football-related paraphernalia. Lots of good stuff to find on the website, including shirts and various other things. So if you take a look at that, if you've got any gifts that you need to buy, last minute Mother's Day presents, you can get that at Off to the Match I Go. It's been a pleasure bringing the lowdown back to you. We'll be back doing regular shows for the games upcoming, including Hibs and the Athletic Club. I may be getting joined by some of the other guys for lowdown as well to expand it a little bit, and we're going to try some new things to bring you the best possible content that we can. But anyway, my name has been Doug, and this has been the Lowdown. You've been watching Rangers Journal, and do remember that every night is a Rangers Journal night. Thank you and goodbye.